guys, it's Katie Dixon from LifeFlex, and today I'm going to talk to you about how fat loss actually works. So I'm going to use this visual representation that I got from Dr. Layden Norton because I think this is such a great visual to represent how fat loss is going to work. So let's say that this is your body, and this is your body at maintenance. So these are your maintenance calories, meaning whatever food you're taking in combination with whatever your lifestyle and exercise habits are, it's keeping you at maintenance. So you're not gaining weight, you're not losing any weight. So if you want to gain or lose weight, it's going to be dictated by two things. It's going to be dictated by your energy input versus your energy output. So during this, when I say energy or calories, I mean the same thing. And when I say fat or weight, I mean the same thing. So I use those interchangeably. So what dictates your energy input is simple. It's your food, so your calories in. Okay? And then what dictates your energy output actually has a few different variables. So it's going to be called your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. And that has a few things in it. It has your BMR. Your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. And that is the energy and the calories that your body utilizes to just stay alive and keep the lights on, that kind of thing. This is about 60% of your total daily energy expenditure. And this is something that people like to think that they can measure. But to measure this, it's actually in a laboratory, and you're hooked up to a machine, and you're like laying there and you're not sleeping, but you're just like resting. So it's like a much bigger process to find this. Then you also have your NEAT, which is non-exercise activity. So anything that is fidgeting, hand motions, kind of your lifestyle, not conscious movement. If it was conscious, it would be exercise, which is what we're going to next, which is exercise activity, obviously very modifiable. So let's say you're like, I'm gonna start like increasing my NEAT. Well, you're gonna be exercising because that's intentionally movement. And then you have TEF, which is the thermic effect of food. So we have carbs, proteins, and fats. Those are the three main macronutrients, right? Then you also have fiber, right? And depending on which macro we're talking about, it's going to have an effect on the thermic effect of food. So it's going to take more energy to process that food than other ones. So carbs, for example, have a 6 to 8% TEF. Fat has a 2 to 3% TEF. Protein is actually the highest. It has a 30% thermic effect of food. Fiber is also at 30%. So people who tend to like quote unquote eat clean, well, they're gonna have a little bit more success in their weight loss simply because of the thermic effect of food, because generally when they eat clean, they eat more protein, and they're eating things like rice and things with more fiber in them. So just by default, your body's gonna have a higher energy output just because it takes more energy to burn those specific macronutrients, okay? It's not magic, it's just a part of it, and it does help. So in order to tip this scale into weight or fat loss, you want your energy output to exceed your energy input. Plain and simple, you want to burn more calories than you're taking in. So there's obviously a few ways we can do this. So let's say that this hypothetical person is maintaining themselves at about 2,000 calories per day. Don't attach to that number because I made that up. Let's say that that's their maintenance calories. Okay, so, and then they're like, I want to go into some fat loss. Well, you can attack this a couple different ways. You can go straight to the calories and say, all right, well, I'm just going to cut my food out a little bit. And let's say they put themselves in like a 500 calorie deficit. So now they're eating 1,500 calories a day. And even if this stayed the same, by default, their energy expenditure is higher because their input is lower, right? So that is going to tip this scale into weight loss, right? And then, you can always go the other way around too, where your maintenance calories being 2,000, and you increase your energy output by increasing your activity by like an hour a day. Say you start to work out for an hour a day. Well, now even if that stays the same, by default, your energy output is exceeding your input, so you're going to lose weight. Now, obviously, the best approach isn't to directly attack one or the other, but that's, of course, depending on your situation. If you have like an injury or health problem or something like that, or a surgery, then you're gonna, probably go with just your calories. But in general, the best approach would be to go for both of them. Sorry, I had to walk away and make sure my phone was recording because this has happened before where I've done the whole thing and it didn't even record. So, okay, so obviously the biggest thing you want to find first are your maintenance calories. Okay, here's the thing. This number is individual for everybody. So not everybody's going to have the same maintenance calories, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I'm going to talk about that next. So there's a lot of calculators online that will give you these like averages based on your height and weight, and they're a terrible resource. And in our next portion of this, I'm going to talk about why that is. It's called metabolic adaptation. I'm going to tell you what happens and why your diet history matters when it comes to finding your maintenance calories. And then I'll talk about the best way to find your maintenance calories.